Hey folks, NeilRocks87 here. I am here today to do my edition of the changes for Season 41 for the Price is Right pricing game recap. I got a whole list here of stuff to do, so I'm going to jump right into this. I got, first of all, a t-shirt I'm going to wear in my Price is Right pricing game recaps from now on. And here it is. I got this from Cafe Press, and I believe it is exactly the same as Mr. Horgan's, except for mine's black. I have a lot more black t-shirts, and I just wear black more often, I don't know why. I will be wearing this in my recaps, unless of course it's in the wash. I do my laundries on Mondays, and I always hang dry my shirts, so it usually takes a couple of days. So I'll be seeing this unless I'm in a hurry to do my video, and then I probably won't change, or for whatever other reason. So I got that from Cafe Press, and I also bought a Price is Right coffee mug. Now, I don't drink coffee, but I do love hot chocolate, so I'm wanting to get a specialty mug for a while, so this will be nice for this winter. Although if this winter is like last winter, I won't be needing it very often. If you guys live in the Midwest, you probably remember that. Let's see, next on my list. Oh yes, as many of you may notice, as many of you may have noticed, let's put it that way, my Price is Right pricing game recap sign. This is it right here that I use for Season 40. I was thinking about doing another one. In fact, before I go any further, I want to show you guys this is the one I kept. I don't know why I kept this. This is the one I used back in Season 39. And when I made this, I made an effort to include a font type, like right here and at the bottom here, of a type of font that is used in pricing games. Back in 2010, a friend of mine, who will remain anonymous, showed me how to download fonts online, and honestly, I don't know why it took me so long, because it's so incredibly easy. And so when I made this, I made sure to include a font that's been used in the Price is Right. I don't know why this is keep flipping back and forth. I have my fan on, in case you didn't hear that background noise. And this particular font is used, I know, on Price is Right in the game Take-Two. It's called Ackland font. So that's the one I did for Season 39. I kept this because last January I was thinking about doing a video showcasing my changes I had made from Season 39 to 40, but that never happened. So that's what I did there. Now when I did the one for Season 40, first of all, the entire logo was bigger, and I used a different font. This right here, here we go. This right here is, hold on, here we go. I'm sorry, my lighting in my room just kind of sucks right now. This is actually Clarendon font. I know this is used on The Price is Right in, it's in the logo for the game Pick a Number. And it was also, it's also the price tags for Easy as 1, 2, 3. And it's also well known for being used on Wheel of Fortune too. So that's my change. Now I was thinking about what I wanted to do for Season 41. But looking through all the fonts I've downloaded that I want to try to use for my signs, and I can't really find one I really have my heart set on. So what I'm probably going to do is just make a duplicate of this one, because this one is has seen better days. And what else was I going to say? Having to retape it back up on my wall really wears it out too. I had to do that to my Season 39 one a couple times. So, in fact, the very first recap I did, I pasted this on actually one piece of some mat board. If you guys have seen my my Wheel of Fortune, my homemade Wheel of Fortune, it's the same mat board I used in that for the wheel layouts in that. And I posted this on the mat board. The 2 raw sheets, I put them behind me, sitting right here on my bed, right where I am right now. I did that to cover up what I had on my wall at the time. So, and just a reminder, I hate that video. I'm not gonna delete it. I'm just gonna leave it up. I hate it. I sucked at that video. I sucked so bad at that. In case you're wondering, like I said, what I had on my wall behind me at that time, I had some action figures of a certain TV show I like, which actually is celebrating its 19th anniversary today. And that would be the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Up until now, I've been real hesitant on keeping that stuff out of this. In fact, way before I started into the game show stuff on my YouTube channel, I used to post Power Ranger videos here. I had about 83 subscribers, 80, 90 subscribers at the time. And I just decided I don't need this anymore. I'm going to move on to the game show stuff. So that's how that started. If you go back to I shouldn't say my very first video, but my oldest video I have on YouTube right now, you'll see a small reference to that. So just something up there for you guys. Alright. Next I want to cover, I know Mr. Horgan in his Season 41 Change video said he was going to reword his disclaimer a little bit. I thought about redoing mine. Just it would be exactly the same. I just re-record it. I'm really not sure if I really want to do that or not yet, but I don't really know. It would be just the same. If you guys are regular viewers, if you listen to it real closely, I kind of stumble on one of the words ever so slightly in that recording. What I did was I used my MP3 player to record that, and I put it on my computer, and I put it on a CD, and I played that along with all my music and sound effects and all that other fun stuff on the CD in my stereo. So that's how all my sound effects come about. If you remember in one of my pricing game recaps, I did mention that I got a new stereo remote. So there it is again. If anyone really cares. So I really don't even know why I mentioned that if I'm not going to hardly change it. As far as Season 41 is concerned, I have come into an agreement with Mr. Horgan to continue letting me do the best of 2012. I will be doing that no matter what. Although, now that I think about it, I'm not really sure when the best of 2012 is going to air, because this year, New Year's Eve, the 31st, is on a Monday. And traditionally, when they do the best of shows every year, they do it the day before. That's what I was trying to get at. So like on the 30th or whatever. But the 30th is a Sunday, so my guess is it's probably going to be that Friday before then. It's way too early to tell about that, but that's my best estimate is when it's going to be. And I asked him if I could do that again, just because it's kind of become a tradition. The best of 2010 was my very first Price of Game recap. Like I said, that was just absolutely terrible. I sucked at that video. I don't know why the hell I thought about adding the Showcase Showdown. Don't ask me why. Pricing Game recap. This is not the Showcase Showdown recap. I don't know. And then I fucked up on Plinko too. I missed one of the small prizes, which I told Mr. Horgan I was going to go back and put an annotation on there for how much it was, and I never did. Who cares? That's ancient history. So, and last year I did it. I ended up doing it, albeit under some unfortunate circumstances, which I'll get to in a minute. and I ended up doing that one by myself. Now I want to take a minute here to explain what really happened there, and I'll get to the perpetrator of this in a minute. If I had done the pricing game recap by myself, I could have done it that Friday. And somebody's pulling into my neighbor's driveway right now. I could have done it that Friday. I could have been done with it. I could have had it uploaded, and it wouldn't have been a problem. But what we wanted to do was have two special guests, Jay Van Diesel and I'm 264 Shirt, joining me via cell phone at the time, which would be totally useless to us now because we all have Skype. And I was waiting for them, but because of my work schedule, I had to work the next morning, that Saturday morning. And I had to get up at 6 a.m. Yes, 6 a.m. And I was unable to do the pricing game recap that late for them to join me. So I told them that we could do it Saturday night after I was done with work, and after, which was a better time for all of us to get together. That Friday night, I made a bonehead move and told NBC 11 News Clips I wasn't doing it that night, and I was going to do it Saturday night. And then he went off and told Sports Guy 528 to go do it, and that really pissed me off. Which brings me to my next subject on my list here. His actions, what he did, very seriously upset me, as you've seen in my previous videos. But I want him to know that just because we're starting a new season doesn't mean everything's good between us. He's on thin ice as far as I'm concerned. The fact that after what he did was extremely uncalled for, and the fact that what he did not apologize for, that puts him on even thinner ice. What I'm getting at here is, I'm not going to put up with his shenanigans this season. Any more of this crap, and he's getting blocked. I don't really want to block him, and he should really consider himself lucky, because after what he did last December, I very seriously considered blocking him. So, and another thing is, I know what NBC 11 News Clips does is post little messages about The Price is Right on my channel page, posting comments on it. And now that I think about it, I think those are actually his preview messages. But in any event, this is going out to you, NBC 11 News Clips. I don't want that stuff on my channel. I just delete them anyway. And that goes for anybody. I think he's the only one who really does that. But I don't want to put up with him if I don't have to. So that's... I just want him to behave himself. And I know Sports Guy 528's not going to listen to him. I know I'm 64 Shirt knows not to listen to him. I sure as hell ain't going to listen to him. And I know Mr. Horgan was a little bit upset about what he did. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles, you know? So, I don't want to put up with him if I don't have to. So he better behave himself. So like I said, Mr. Horgan has allowed me to do the Best of 2012 show, if such a show exists this year, which I'm sure it will. He has also allowed me to do one other show this season. But I've asked him to keep that private for the time being. More information will be revealed in time. And if anybody out there, especially Mr. Horgan, but I know he won't do this, if any of you do know which episode I'm talking about, please keep that to yourself. Don't post a comment, don't do any of that stuff. I'm just going to delete it. So I have to thank Mr. Horgan in advance for that other show. That's going to be happening. Alright, carrying on. Next, I would like to talk about the acknowledgement section team, made up of NBC11 News Clips, Ben Mason Television, formerly known as Benham 72487 and Maestro Mason 1887, and whatever his username was before then, and a couple other people. I know Money 7373 does a couple acknowledgements every now and then, and a few others. That I have agreed with Mr. Horgan on this as well, that if indeed I am substituting for the Price is Right pricing game recap, I will allow you to send your acknowledgements to me. But due to my schedule, it is much more convenient for me to, it's much more convenient for me to film my recaps in the late afternoon. So what I am asking is to anyone who's going to send me acknowledgements, please have them sent to me no later than 2 p.m. Central Time. For those of you who live outside the Central Time Zone, that's 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. in the Central. That would be 1 p.m. in the Mountain Time Zone. I don't know if anybody on the Pricing Game Recap team lives in that time zone or not, but and then the West Coast in the Pacific Time Zone, that would be noon. I originally was going to have it set to have it sent to me noon Central Time, but that doesn't give anybody on the West Coast any chance of sending me acknowledgements then. So I opted for 2 p.m. So what I'm saying here is, if I do not have your acknowledgement section by 2 p.m., I will not include it. It will not be included. And I will not, and this is approved by Mr. Horgan, I will not post special videos about acknowledgement sections, and neither will he. What I'm saying here is, if I do the recap, I don't have your acknowledgement section, Mr. Horgan will not be acknowledging those acknowledgements from that day. Ever. If you wanted to acknowledge that bad and I didn't get it, upload it yourself. That was nice to kick my tripod. Come on. Alright, I think that's good. Sorry about that. Alright, next I want to cover some pricing games I have asked to recap throughout this season, or at least at the beginning, and that includes Golden Road, Three Strikes, and Magic Number. Now, I really thought Golden Road was going to be played on the 4th of July special that I ended up doing, and it wasn't, but I do thank Mr. Horgan for letting me to do the 4th of July pricing game recap, because I really wanted to do a special. And I know Sports Guy 520 was looking forward to Rat Race being played so he could do a recap. And actually, the night before the 4th of July special, he and I had come to an agreement that if Rat Race was played and Golden, no matter what, he'd still let me do the recap that for the 4th of July, just because I really wanted to do a special. And I promised Sports Guy 528, and I haven't told Mr. Horgan this yet, but I'm sure he'll find out right now when I say this, that I promised Sports Guy 528 that I would make sure he would get the first playing of Rat Race in Season 41. So that's that's some news for you, Mr. Horgan. I promised him I would do that for you, and I'm sure you'll stand by that one. So, in regards to Three Strikes, I know that that I'm264 Shirt wants to do a Three Strikes playing this season, and I'm okay with that. I'm going to be the nice guy, and I'm going to give him the first one of Season 41 as far as Three Strikes is concerned. I can wait. We played a couple more times this season. And what recap was that? I think it was one of... Oh, it was Mr. Horgan's Season 41 changes, I think. Where I had posted a comment on his video saying... if I could, I would like to do Golden Road. And he said, yeah, sure. He agreed to that. And after I said that, Sports Life 528 kind of wanted to do it too, which I honestly don't blame him. I love that game too. But Mr. Horgan said, since I was the first one to ask, that, and this is nothing personal against Sports Life 528, Mr. Horgan said, since I was the first to ask, I should get the first chance at it. I don't know when it's going to be played. It was only played twice all year last year, which is a new low for that game. But I'm looking forward to doing that one. And I probably would have I'd be past that if it had been played on the Back to School show, which I'm surprised it wasn't. And the fact they played Pay the Rent again. I swear, people are never going to learn how to really play that game. You don't put the least expensive item in the mailbox. It never works out. It never does. But I digress. Oh yeah, and Magic Number. I don't know what we're all going to do if Three Strikes, Magic Number, and Rat Race are all played on the same show. I don't know. I say what we should do is, no matter... I did kind of promise that to Sports Life 528 though. Alright. If Three Strikes and Rat Race are playing on the same show, I say we let Sports Life 528 and I'm Just 64 shirt work that out together. But I don't know what to do about Golden Road and Rat Race. I don't know. That's just something we'll have to figure out down the road. But something I want to bring up about Magic Number is I really think the new game Double Cross is kind of a replacement for Magic Number. And that it does kind of break my heart a little bit for that. Magic Number is played so very little these days, it's kind of depressing. And it's played so very few and far between playings there and stuff. I don't know. The game's run by a computer. I mean, Christ, how hard is it to upgrade the computer in the game? I mean, seriously. I mean, the thing is so damn old that it takes so long to boot, they can't play the game first. Well, why the hell not just turn the damn thing on before you start the show? I'm just saying. It really looks like Double Cross is going to be a replacement for Magic Number. And in regards to Double Cross, I'm getting used to it. They've only played it twice. I will say Drew does need to work better on his describing of the game. The first playing at the end of season 40 back in June was just terrible. That just didn't go very well. It didn't help. We had an old lady, or an older lady, I should say, who really didn't know what she was doing. So, I don't know. It's gonna be. I'll have to get used to that game. I'm just glad I haven't had to recap it yet. I imagine that would look pretty bad. So, alright, I covered Golden Road and Three Strikes and Magic Number. Next, for a couple other games, I have recapped. And that would be Bargain Game and what is it? Oh, That's Too Much. As far as Bargain Game is concerned, in my recaps I will continue to call that game Barker's Bargain Bar, because in my mind that is the only real good name for it. And I know Mr. Horgan agrees with me on that one. I do know when I did Bargain Game in May, Sports Life 528 said that I referred to it under the wrong name or whatever, and Mr. Horgan should give me the losing horns. Well, Mr. Horgan never did, so you know. Well, if he has a problem with it, then he can address that himself. And That's Too Much. I am very fortunate to only have had to recap that game once. And quite frankly, I hope it stays that way, because I fucking hate that game. Excuse my French. In fact, I have a new name for that game, and since I just used a little French before, I might as well just do it right now. My new name for the game is That's Too Fucking Hard. Yeah, that's my new name for it. Because that's the truth. I fucking hate that game. That is like the single worst game in Price is Right history. Although Bullseye 72 is pretty damn close to that. But yeah, that game needs to go die a horrible death, and I know I'm64 shirt will agree with me on that one. Next on my list, I have this year for the 40th season, for the 41st season, they're holding a male model search. Come on, people, what the fuck is wrong with you? There's just absolutely no reason for this. This is just kind of stupid. In fact, if I get stuck doing the recaps with these guys on it, I refuse to even acknowledge their existence. I'm sorry. I know Mr. Horgan and all you guys out there may disagree with me on that, but I refuse to acknowledge their existence. This is just so goddamn fucking stupid. There I go again with my French. I just can't. This is just stupid. And the winner of this alleged search is gonna win a week's worth of shows to do, I guess. Which is airing, I think, in like middle of October. I don't remember what the dates, but who really gives a damn? I'm sorry. There's just no reason for that. I'm gonna move on because I don't want to talk about it anymore. Next, oh yeah, I want to mention Sports Guy 528 has a new channel. His old one is not deleted or anything. He for the recaps for this year, he's going to be using his second YouTube account, which is kind of an abbreviated version of his full name, I think. I'm pretty sure it is. And so I'm going to provide a link. You guys can subscribe to him there. That'll be the only channel he uses for pricing game recaps from now on. But he will still be referred to as Sports Guy 528. I just wanted to make that clear to anyone who's not aware of that. So, next, I would like to address my retro Price is Right pricing game recaps. If you saw my 4th of July special, I had mentioned I was doing some retro pricing game recaps and I was waiting for cooler weather. Well, here in Wisconsin, the first half of August was pretty nice here. I realistically could have been doing my pricing game recaps, or my retro recaps, but A, I did not have the ambition, and B, my camera was dead, and C, I didn't... I have another Price is Right shirt I don't have handy right now. But for the first recap I want to do, which is June 6, 2003, I have a shirt. It's a picture of Bob, and it's got the slogan from the Happy Gilmore movie. It says, "The price is wrong, bitch." But for that recap, I didn't feel right wearing a shirt that has the word bitch on it. And you guys will find out when I do that recap. I plan on getting that done. I'm going to start working on those probably in September. And you guys will find out why, if you guys don't already know. So what I'm going to do here is, right now, I'm going to show you guys an updated retro recap list, because I have come across a few more I would like to do since my last video. So I'm going to show it to you guys right now. So, one other thing I'm going to be doing in my retro recaps is I'm gonna be wearing this. I have my own Price is Right hat. I bought this on eBay, oh god, I think about almost about 2008 or so. From the user's name, I think it was dude, where'd you get the hat? I had previously bought from that. I bought 2 hats before, and I bought this and another hat that time, and I found it. It's a cool. It's kind of like a trucker cap, and what I really like about it is it's got the old logo on it, and the fact that it's kind of a foam like substance here. If you guys own trucker caps, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. I know Mr. Horgan knows what this is, because he has the one he wore in season 40, just like this. And it's kind of distressed. It has a darker appearance than the other ones that they have, and it's more obvious. I don't think I'm going to get this in camera or not, but on the inside, let's see. Right in here is where it kind of splits, and you can see it's pure white in there. So they obviously added some kind of dye to make it look old. And it's brown, and it works really nice. It looks old, and I think this will work in my retro recaps. I thought about wearing it in when I first started doing prices and game recaps, and I had my light on, and you really can't even, when I'm wearing this, you can't even hardly see half of my face. So that's what I got. That's the story behind this, and that eBay store no longer has anything. Like a year after I bought these, I found it again, and there was absolutely nothing in the store at all. They had a lot of cool stuff there. They had like a retro professional wrestling hats. They had like Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior and stuff like that. They had like soda, and they even had cigarettes. I don't smoke, so I don't need a cigarette hat. And I bought this one. I also have a Double Dare one. I have a, what is that? Oh, Q*bert. The old video game, Q*bert, if you guys are familiar with that at all. I also bought another one, which I don't have handy. Well, none of them are handy right now except for this one. I also bought a Headbangers Ball hat. That was a show on MTV that was pretty cool. It was heavy metal music. I really liked it. I never thought I'd use the word MTV and cool in the same sentence. Okay. So that's that. Look for that coming soon. Oh, what else do I have to talk about? Oh yeah, just yesterday this news just broke. And I really planned on that. It's funny because I planned on doing this video kind of today, and why I waited so long to do it is because I wanted to wait till after I got my hair cut, and I actually just got it cut yesterday. So, and last night I was in complete shock when I heard this news. And some of you guys probably already know it, and some of you probably don't. And that is, I really don't know how else to say this, but it involves a certain lady back there, and over there too. Ladies and gentlemen, Rachel is pregnant. Yeah. She and David her husband David DeLucci were at the show that they taped yesterday to make their big announcement. And they posted a photo. And I just about tipped over my computer chair when I saw that. I really did not expect that. Because, as you all know right now, Gwendolyn is expecting her next child. I was going to say second child, but I think she has her little boy Malloy, and I think she has a daughter from a previous marriage, I think. And I really didn't expect Rachel for this to happen. I know that may sound a little rude to say it that way, but I didn't expect that to happen. At best, my guess is we'll still see Rachel on the show, but it's probably going to be less. A lot less than what we're used to. She'll probably be on the show, my guess would be until probably February or March. Probably, probably even past that. Because they always tape shows quite far ahead. But just keep in mind though, they usually don't tape shows in December. They do a couple shows right at the beginning of December, but they take a really long break for Christmas and the holidays and all that stuff, and they don't tape any new shows until after the new year, which is why they start taping so far ahead during the summer. So my guess is Rachel's gonna be due. I'm just throwing a guess out there. Probably I'm gonna guess early March. That's just a guess. So I congratulate Rachel. In fact, I congratulated her on Twitter last night, and she actually replied to me, which she does occasionally, but not very often. So that was cool, and I wish her and David the best with the new, as they say, bundle of joy. And one thing what I'm trying to get at here is, Rachel, as you all know, is my favorite model of all times. That everyone knows the track record of models leaving the show, especially once they become pregnant and stuff. Like what happened with Brandy a few years ago, but I'm not going to get into that story. And it's a long list. It's just as I said earlier today, it's just a huge train derailment. That's basically what it is. And one of my friends on Facebook pointed out to me that since her and David live in Louisiana, she may become a stay-at-home mom. And that means she won't be on the show anymore. Like I said, Rachel is my all-time favorite model of all times. It's kind of double negative right there. And what I'm getting at here is, Rachel is like half the reason I watch The Price is Right these days. I'm just putting this out there. I've said this for a few years now. But if Rachel ever leaves the show, for whatever reason it is, I'm done watching Price is Right. If she leaves, there's no more reason to watch it. I'm only bringing this up because it would definitely affect my position as in the Prices and Game recap team. The end of this season, I may end up taking a hiatus from The Price is Right. I'm not really sure though. It's hard to watch the show without her. I mean, it's just, there's just something missing without her there. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. I can't explain it. I'm just putting it out there. If she does come back to the show, hey, that would be awesome. But I don't know. Let's just wait and see what happens. Until then, I'm staying on board. I wish Rachel the best. I'm happy for her. We all knew this was coming. It just kind of took me by surprise right now. But she's gonna be a good mother. What I'm getting at here is, in my opinion, Rachel is the best and the most beautiful model Price is Right has ever seen. And to lose her from the show would be a huge loss. Now, I'm not one to make decisions for her. I'm not trying to tell her what she has to do and all that. Not that she's ever actually going to watch this video, but it's her decision. And I respect that. I've shown great respect for her ever since day one, since the first time I saw her. Just from how she is on TV on The Price is Right, and just how she is on Twitter, and what I've heard from fans who have met her and various other people. that she is exactly the type of lady I thought she was. What I'm saying here is Rachel, from what I can tell, has lived an extraordinary life. And her husband David has made her very happy. And I'm happy she's happy. To lose her from Price is Right, for her to leave, would be an absolute tragedy. That would be one less, as Bob Burke would say, loyal friend and true. There'd be one less loyal friend and true of The Price is Right watching every day. But you know, life goes on, and there's not much we can do about it. I respect Rachel for all of her decisions. It's always been my dream someday to meet her, and just to, you know, even if it was a hi and bye situation, you know, hello, goodbye, you know. But you know, if she leaves, my dream right there is gonna go right down the tubes. It could still happen, albeit it's a very slim chance. So that's. I wish Rachel the best with her new baby, and congratulations to both her and David. So that pretty much covers everything I had to say in this video. Oh, there's one more thing. I would like, Mr. Horgan did it, I'm going to do it too, and that's a couple of thank yous to those involved. Mr. Horgan, you become one of the best friends I'll probably ever have, even though we live probably like 1,000 miles away from each other. The stuff we do together, it's a lot of fun. We should do some more stuff together. You know, this goes out to everybody. I do have some stuff planned for my 25th birthday this year. So if anyone wants to get involved with that, get a hold of me. J Van Diesel, awesome Price is Right pricing game recap substitute / co-host. He and I don't talk very often, but I can tell he's a pretty kick-ass dude. I'm just 64 shirt. I don't talk to him very much, but he does a great job at what he does. So, thumbs up to you, man. Sports Guy 528. He's always right there when we need him to be a substitute. He really helped out, and so did J Van Diesel and M264 shirt when Mr. Hogan had his computer problems back in January. So thank you to him. I would thank NBC 11 News Clips, but I don't have anything to thank him for after what he did. Let's see, Ben Mason Television, formerly known as Ben M7 2047, Maestro Mason 1987, and whatever his name was before then. I don't talk to him very much, but as Mr. Hogan said, he's the Roger Dalkowitz of the Pricing Game Recap. He's right there with all of the knowledge that you need to know. And I've failed to do this a couple times, but I know I've gotten it in before, but I'm going to do it right now, and that is a thank you to Fresh Tree 92 for him uploading his videos. They really do help me. Although I don't even think he subscribes to me, so. But anyway. Just anybody else. Thank you to anybody else who watches these videos. I know there are times, I'm just going to put this out there here really quick, that I don't act the best on camera. And I go back, I watch my videos, and sometimes I just think I go, you know, Neil, you kind of look like a jackass on YouTube. So, I know it doesn't bother a lot of you guys, but from a self-conscious point of view, from me, it's kind of annoys me. I know I don't look at the camera straight all the time. I can't help it. I've had this eyesight problem all my life. And I've had negative comments posted on my videos, particularly my Wheel of Fortune Nintendo Wii videos, which is kind of why I've kind of abandoned that. So for this video, I wanted to come out of my shell a little bit. I know I did use some profanity, and I apologize for that, but so I'm just trying to get out of my shell. When I'm doing my recaps, I'm probably a little closer to the camera. Let's say that's right for another day. And it's a little more obvious my eyesight problems. I know I don't know. All I can say is I'm sorry, guys. I've had this problem all my life. I've never told you guys this. When I was little, I had 3 eye surgeries to try to correct all this, and it would help one thing, but it wouldn't help. It would break another thing. You know, it just. I lost count how many times I went to Children's Hospital in Milwaukee. It's just that bad. What I'm saying here is I'm actually kind of a self-conscious person. I don't have a lot of friends out in this real world. I don't get out much. I can't drive a car. I cannot function like a normal person in this world. I know that sounds kind of stupid, but that's just how I am. So what I'm saying here is I value all the friendships I have with everyone who enjoys game shows, because these days game shows are a dying fashion. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to wrap this video up right now. This is NeoRox87 saying, let the power protect you. I'll see you next time.